Look, BlackPond Marine Consultants as a firm, as you know, Andrew, it's basically a gathering of engineers, seamen, naval architects, designers that put together simple but also complex programs at the request of a customer. Now, when I say complex, quite often we would design componentry that we really would go through the full process of design, and then we would create that piece of equipment, a frame or whatever it may be, a mould, or within the company itself at Gold Coast City Marina in our shared via. We've got a new CNC machine that was developed by Mark Hughes, the senior naval architect at BlackPond. You know, it's got some good capabilities, and we're doing some really good leading edge stuff. Some of the, you know, that we're doing a lot of research and development at the moment in a number of autonomous vehicles. So a lot of the composite work is done by Hybrid, young Dan and his team. But all of the intel insofar as molds and patterns and so on and so forth are done by BlackPond, which is, it's interesting and it's leading edge.
Technological advancements, it's definitely crept into our industry in the last few years, and it's great to see BlackPond has embraced that with the new technology.
Yeah, look, it is, and we're changing gears with what boat building was like 10, 20 years ago, where, you know, there was a lot of manual labour involved to go old school, whether it was laying a deck or whether it was creating patterns or molds. You know, you do those sorts of things one-to-one, whereas now with technology and with being able to scan, we've got, you know, a number of Leica scanners, so we create a drawing, a cage from a terrestrial scanning process, and then we put all of that information into the computers. When I say we, well, actually Mark and his boys do. I might be riding on the coattails of them. Then they decipher all that information and create an electronic 3D model of the item, and then that gets transposed via coding into a little software package, and then they plug that into the CNC, and hey, presto, then it comes popping out. It's
made it much easier to get those one-off components made, and that can all be done here at Gold Coast City Marina.
Yeah, 100%, and that was the whole idea of the investment of the machine, you know, around about 50 grand, and setting it up with the help of Gold Coast City Marina in our shed. It's a purpose-built area that houses the CNC machine. And then Gold Coast City Marina actually were one of our first few clients, where Gold Coast City Marina was pushing towards research and development of autonomous vehicles, and also offering up that sort of advantage at Gold Coast City Marina.
Well, Joe, I think everybody in the yachting industry and the super yacht industry knows of you and of BlackPond Marine Consulting, so thanks for talking with us today.
Yeah, no worries at all, Andy.